Imagine being afraid to leave your house. Not just nervous, terrified. Grocery stores feel like war zones. Crowded buses? Impossible. Even standing in a line triggers panic. Not because of people, but because of the fear of not being able to escape. This is agoraphobia, a condition that turns everyday places into battlegrounds and freedom into fear. Let's talk about what agoraphobia really is and how to take your life back from it. Agoraphobia is an anxiety disorder where a person fears and avoids places or situations that might cause panic, embarrassment, or helplessness. It's not just a fear of open spaces like the name suggests. It's a fear of being trapped or unable to get help if anxiety strikes. Common triggers include crowded public places, standing in lines, being on bridges, riding buses, trains, or planes, being far from home, and being alone outside the house. People with agoraphobia often avoid these situations or endure them with intense fear. In severe cases, they may stop leaving their home altogether. Agoraphobia symptoms can vary, but they often include intense fear or anxiety when in public spaces, avoidance of triggering locations or situations, needing someone to accompany you in public, feeling trapped, helpless, or out of control, and physical symptoms like sweating, trembling, nausea, or a racing heart. At its core, agoraphobia is not just about avoiding places, it's about avoiding panic. The fear of fear itself becomes overwhelming, and that fear begins to shrink the world around you. Agoraphobia and panic disorder are often linked, but they're not the same thing. Panic disorder is when a person has repeated, unexpected panic attacks. Agoraphobia is when the fear of having a panic attack, or not being able to escape, causes someone to avoid situations. Agoraphobia can develop for many reasons. Genetics play a role. A family history of anxiety disorders increases the risk. Trauma or major life stressors, especially events that make someone feel unsafe or helpless, can also be a factor. Other mental health conditions like panic disorder, social anxiety, or depression might contribute as well. Substance use, such as alcohol or drugs, can worsen anxiety or make people feel out of control. It often begins in the late teen years or early adulthood, and honestly, it tends to worsen over time if untreated. The longer it goes on, the smaller the comfort zone becomes. Agoraphobia doesn't just affect your location, it affects your relationships, your career, your goals, and even your sense of identity. People may stop going to work or school. They might avoid socializing, even with close friends or family. Everyday tasks like getting groceries or going to the doctor become overwhelming. Physical health can decline due to isolation and inactivity. Depression often develops alongside agoraphobia, and worst of all, people may feel like they're slowly disappearing from the world. Not because they want to, but because fear has taken the wheel. Agoraphobia is usually diagnosed by a mental health professional. They'll ask questions about what situations you avoid and why, whether you experience panic symptoms, how long symptoms have lasted, and how much it interferes with your daily life. To be diagnosed with agoraphobia, your fear or avoidance must last at least 6 months and cause significant distress or life disruption. Sometimes physical conditions or medication side effects can mimic anxiety symptoms, so doctors may also do medical tests to rule those out. Agoraphobia is treatable, and recovery is absolutely possible. The most effective treatments include cognitive behavioral therapy, which helps you challenge fearful thoughts and gradually face situations you avoid. Exposure therapy involves step-by-step facing of feared situations with guidance, so your brain learns they are safe. Medication, like antidepressants or anti-anxiety meds, can reduce panic symptoms and allow therapy to work better. Support groups and mindfulness practices can also help manage symptoms and reduce isolation. Recovery takes time, but every small step forward matters, and those steps really do add up. If you're living with agoraphobia, here's what you need to hear. You are not broken, you are not weak, you are not lazy. You are a person dealing with a very real, very intense fear, and you're doing the best you can. Your fear is not your fault, but your healing, that can be your power. You can learn to take your space back, slowly, surely, and with support. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe for more mental health education videos.